what I want to talk to you about is getting back into momentum when you have been taking time off. I know it can be really tricky, but I've got some insight for you that I think can help you quite a lot. All right, so we're going to talk about what it means to get back at something on a really high level. First of all, I want to do is define what it means to be into something at a high level. And the best way that I would describe that to you is by saying that you want to have essentially a psychotic level of momentum with it. And by momentum, I just don't mean on a day to day, but I mean throughout your life. So let's say you are getting fucking jacked, right? Probably you fucking eating down a certain amount of protein and drinking a certain amount of water and sleeping a certain amount of time and hitting the gym, a certain amount of like keeping track of your workout and the timing between your workout, how much you're lifting, always get the weight up, and little bit of thinking and actively recovering, stretching, that kind of stuff. That's generally what it takes to get jack. What if you want to make $1 million? You want to have like your bank account of like $1 million. How do you go about that? Well, probably you're constantly working on your business, whatever it is, thinking about marketing, sales, and of course, investing your money, working, investing all the fucking time, just constantly going at something really fucking hard. And that's how $1 million get made. They don't get made by luck. They don't get made by cheating. I say it's dumb. No, they get made by hard fucking work, plans, reading, and execution. Okay? That's called a massive amount of personal momentum. How about just the reading, absorbing, let's say, a lot of information? Again, a lot of personal momentum there. All you buddies, they're all watching some bullshit TikTok and YouTube. They're reading little blurbs on Instagram. Let's get a little blurb. Let's read my text. Well, look at Facebook. You go, no, fuck that. I'm going to be reading books all the time. Why? Because I want to educate my mind. I want to get what I want to get out of life. So fuck all that shit. You start reading all the time. You're reading when you're in the bank line. You're reading when you're taking a shit. When you're reading when you're like on the bus. You're reading when you're like going to bed, flying. You're reading all the fucking time. You're listening at audiobook when you're doing something cardio. You're listening audiobook when you're commuting, whatever it is that you're doing, right? And a lot of momentum goes into that. And people are like, you're always reading. Yeah, I'm always running. Guess what? Winning, okay? That's what winners do, is they read. So again, takes a lot of personal momentum. How about with that nutrition and diet, right? You're going around and you want to keep your nutrition good. And guess what? There's nowhere to eat. Let's say I'm going to a boot camp somewhere in San Francisco and I need my nutrition. So you have to go the freaking Whole Food, right? And something like pre-plan your meal. We do meal prep. So I'm gonna take my little flight. Let's get like a plastic wrap and put some organic food. Yeah, right. Everyone looks at some weird green things. You're gonna go, what's that? What is you eating? You go, oh, that's why I don't look like fucking you. That's why I look fucking awesome at my age. That's fucking stupid. Why don't you just go get this? Yeah, I guess what? That's just some cheap bullshit fake food that you're feeding to trick you. You're getting tricked, okay? But actually, you have to have a lot of momentum to keep that. You're reading books on nutrition, you're looking at your body fat, you're looking at different marker of health and whatnot. Maybe going getting supplements. Again, take a massive amount of personal motivation, right? Well, how about with game? How about with pickup? What does it involve? You're gonna be really good at it. You're going out regularly. You're going eating a tons of girl. You pulling all the time. You following up with your number. Text, text, text. Go out. Fucking text, constant text. Keep me up with my RM. Oh, I got a good one. I keep this one. It's in the circle. Fuck, go fuck another one. Oh God, I have no like come love. I'm gonna keep the girl in the motherfucking circle. Okay, you going game, going out, more text. Why are you doing this? If you ever want to get like a dope ass girlfriend, best way you could ever get a girl is to do this kind of stuff. Say you just want to get laid a lot. Say you just freaking weirdo wants to do it. Great way to do it. Have tons of momentum with it. So what happened when you take the time off? What happened when you are not willing to do that kind of momentum for a little while? Is that bad? What if you lose your momentum? What if you lose your psychotic momentum? It's actually fine. It's completely healthy to do it, okay? You're not always gonna have that level of momentum with everything, but what you do have is a realistic game plan of what it takes to get back on track. And here's why: once you take the time off, you have to come out of this like psycho trance, okay? Because make no mistake, it's a psycho trance, right? People who have never been, they don't want to be in that psycho trance. How do you think? Now, if you again come out of that, because like I say, make no mistake, it's a fucking psychotic fucking motivation momentum. Just get crazy momentum with it. Here's what you need to understand: when you come out of it and you go back to it, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna be fucking hurting, man. You're gonna be fucking like sore, break down, and really down. Let's say you haven't trained in a while. You go back, let's say in the gym, you go back and you push in the gym what you used to push. It feels weird. Feels freaking your tendon. Like you can even still push what you used to do. You feel like weak, um, and your muscle are not backing you up. It really hurting you. You're more sore in the gym. You're so fucking sore. You're like, I don't remember being sore like this. Yeah. And how about with reading? You go read again. You used to be able to read from the morning till at night. Uh, all of a sudden, even reading like 12 page is tough. You read 12 page, like, god damn, how long I've been reading, and you only read like 12 page, right? Because your mind is not used to focusing like that anymore. How about in business? Putting in a full day, you're like, I need vacation. I'm taking a nice vacation. You come back, you spend the full day working. You're like, God, I used to do this every day. This isn't life is about, man. I just want to go back and take fucking vacation. Fuck this shit. What I was thinking, that shit was fucking dumb, right? Why? Because it's natural to feel that way. Well, how about in pickup? You stop going out for a while, you go back out, you can't remember how to open anymore because opening a random stranger is weird. you're gonna make out, you go to make out, so you're like, I don't even know this girl. I'm supposed to make out, I'm supposed to pull her and fuck her. Plus, you got this like what Jeff called it, like a pussy pension plan from all those girls that you used to sleep with. So you don't even need to go out and sleep with anyone anymore. You're like, you know what? I think I'm past this. I'm past the game. I don't need to do this shit anymore. Fuck this shit. If you in like the long run, you have to realize that you're not always gonna keep going and going with it. If you in something for the long haul, you have to have a fine-tuned process for getting back into it. And I've been doing pickup for 10 years now. And you better believe there's been times where I was not into it. Actually, it's not true. I'm fucking crazy, dude. But what's the process to get back into pickup anyway? Well, what I would do is I would say, look, I'm just gonna go out twice this week. I haven't been out for a long time. Maybe I was in a relationship with a girl for a few years and now we just broke up. I'm just gonna go out like maybe one or twice this week. And I just do a little opens, real simple. I'm just gonna say hi and I'm gonna bounce out. You say, what the fuck? You're Jeff assistant. You've been pulling all those girls. You're a pro. Why do you need to do that? Sometimes people know me well and they think like, oh, like you way better than that. But if I was really stopping, I would be in my head. I would be struggling. So instead of that, I'm just gonna like start feeling good, start going out a little bit, doing few approach for like few weeks and trying to increase a little bit. It's like the gym. It's like anything. You don't want to hurt yourself because what's the point? If you do that, that's why people quit. That's why people quit like all those diet. They go like too fast. What you want to do instead is just going like few percent, a little bit, few percent every day. So if few percent is maybe an hour or two this week, that's fine. And if you feel like you're a pussy, so be. I haven't been out, so next week maybe I go 3 times. I'm just gonna push a little bit more, a little bit more. Maybe I get some workout, maybe the first like pull. Maybe not. It doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna go out the next week 4 times and take it easy. Probably by that point you get like your first pull. Maybe you don't. Boom. Now next week you out 5 times. And again, just take it easy, letting these things come to you where it becomes like very natural to add just a little bit more rep. And you just focus on the process and give yourself a break. So you rig the game for yourself to win. You literally have to rig it to win, okay? Because if you don't, you'll quit. And there is no different, like, for example, if I'm on diet for a little bit and I have to rig it to win it, I say, look, okay, I'm just gonna make it a little bit healthier today and just ease back to it. But for all these things, I have a process. Realize that what you were doing before was actually not that bad. Don't psych yourself out. Let me explain why. You're thinking what goes in your head when you go back to something is you're like, that was crazy. Whatever shit I was doing before, I don't know how I did that. Some fucking Superman guy did what I was doing. And even if it was just like 6 months ago, you start thinking this, right? But what you're not realizing, it's the only hard part about being in that state of momentum is to lift off, okay? It's like an airplane. The fucking lift is what's the hardest part being in the momentum itself. It's so easy. Once you're into It's totally different. It's like being in a plane. In the place, it's just like cruising, you know? And what's cool about it, when you're in momentum, it's just win, win, and win. Why all the complainer that you're not willing to get themselves back into the state of momentum, they're not just willing to do it. You're stepping on their throat. You're shitting in their face. You're stunting on them, stun them like bitches while they watch you and have to make stupid little excuse about how you got into this weird way or whatever fuck you're gonna make up. So you're gonna be fucking winning and winning, but the thing is the only just getting back into it, remember again, number one, develop a process to ease your way back into. Don't psych yourself out. And number two, realize the hard part is the initial momentum. Once you're back in the momentum, life is good, life is easy, life is fun. And that's the message I want to communicate to you if you haven't been for a little while out of the game. And for the one who really need help to get back into that momentum, the bootcamp is the thing that's going to really help you. It's going to really build that momentum. Link is in the bio. Check out. I'll be in San Francisco tomorrow. Then we got Austin and the tour in Europe. Peace.